Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 3 of our conversion rate optimization series. Alright, thank you so much for coming back and joining us for part 3 of this series. It's hopefully been really useful for you to really get to grips with conversion rate optimization and learn all the ins and outs, and we've tried to go through everything as clearly as possible, and hopefully we're going to round that off today. Last week we discussed A/B testing or split testing. Super useful episode. A/B testing is pretty much one of the most important elements for conversion rate optimization. It really is something you should be doing on a daily basis, or at least a weekly or monthly basis. You should be doing it in your business, and you should be doing it on all different areas of your business as well, which is what we discussed last week, all those different areas, those different channels that you should be running these kinds of tests on. So if you haven't gone and checked that out already, then I'd highly recommend you go and do so. This week, however, is going to be a really, really cool episode, because we're basically just going to give you these strategies or these marketing things you can do, these things you can implement straight away that are pretty much guaranteed to increase your conversion rate. You're not even going to have to do the A/B testing in this case, although I'd recommend you do so anyway, because you never know what surprises there may be. But we are literally going to be giving away a bunch of tips that you can implement straight away, and these are the kind of things that Christian and I will turn to as soon as we begin on any new project, whether it's our own or whether it's working with a client. We will always turn to these things because we know that they're always going to get you the results you're looking for. They're always going to push the needle a little bit, at least, with your conversion rate optimization. So it's just the best place to start. We're going to be going through all of those. Now, I have got a big apology to make to you guys today. Unfortunately, there was some technical error and the microphone went bust throughout the recording on this, only on my voice, not on Christian's voice. So unfortunately, the only sound that was picked up on my voice was straight from my computer microphone, my laptop microphone, so it's not going to be very clear. I've tried to enhance the sound as much as possible, and I hope it's going to be okay anyway. I hope you can bear through the kind of annoying tinny noise, but you should hopefully still be able to listen to the entire episode and get just as much value from it, I hope. So thank you for bearing with me with that, and without further ado, enjoy today's episode. Okay, welcome back everyone to this 3-part series in conversion rate optimization. For the past 2 weeks now, we've been talking about what is conversion rate optimization and how it can benefit your business, why you should be using it. If you haven't listened to the last 2 weeks of episodes, then please head back and check them out now. They're going to be super helpful. 2 weeks ago, we went over some of the basics in conversion rate optimization and kind of why you should be doing it, how it can really benefit you, how it can directly affect your PPC campaigns. And while it was a bit of a basic introduction, there were some really, really good, deep insights there that I think will be beneficial to people, even if you are really familiar with conversion rate optimization. So go and check out that first episode to this 3-part series. Last week, we were talking about split testing, or A/B testing specifically. We went through absolutely everything there is to do with A/B testing, what it is, how you can do it, the benefit of doing it, and what are some of the best A/B tests you can set up to get you going. Where you should be testing. We talked about emails, subject lines and content. We talked about website A/B testing. We talked about the tools that you can use to run A/B tests on your website, which tools you shouldn't use because they're too expensive and not as good as some of the cheaper ones. We talked about everything. So if you haven't gone and listened to those 2 episodes, then please go and do that. I think it'd be really beneficial to you. Today, in part 3, we are talking about some of the easiest things you can do to your brand, your website, your ad campaigns, whatever it is, to quickly increase that conversion rate. And these are some real basic things that they're not guaranteed to give you results, but they work kind of 8 times out of 10, and they're super simple to get set up. And they're just kind of these things that when Christian and I are setting up new stores, it's just stuff that you want to have in place because it's most likely to help that conversion rate. So we're going to go through a few of them. They're going to be super actionable. You guys will be able to implement them yourselves and get these things up and running on your store in no time. Hopefully you've already got a few of them. but these are some of the super important things that we consider to really help conversion rate on any stores that we're working with. So let's jump straight into it. Let's go into the first thing. Let's go into the first thing I've got on my list here. So one of the first things, and this is a bit of a general thing, so I think it's a good place to begin because it's not necessarily a thing you can do or thing you can put on your website. It is funneling people through your website. And this, it sounds like, it sounds so simple, but it's something that so many people fail to do. So creating a funnel that really guides people through your website, right? You need to really know what is the route you want people to take through your page on your website. If you want people to go to your homepage, then land on the collections page and go to the product page, and then convert, end up on the cart page and check out, then that is your funnel. And any other route that someone takes through your website is a distraction, it's a diversion. And you need to do your best as a store owner to keep people going through that exact funnel. And one of the biggest setbacks, I think, for having a good funnel is having too many items in the menu. And Christian will laugh at this because this is something I go over time and time again. I'm obsessed with it. But so many times you see all these random things in a menu and someone lands on the homepage, they flick through the homepage very briefly, and then they have all these options in the menu. You've got solutions, features, pricing, about us, blog, all these different things. And people just go off in any direction. You've got no idea where they're going. You've got no control over where they're going. And to me, that is just such a bad idea. The biggest one I have a problem with is blog. When people put their blog, when store owners put their blog in their navigation menu. Yeah, sure, if your business is a blog, or if it's maybe even if it's a software solution or something, then your blog might be more important to have in the navigation menu. But if your business is a store, then there's no reason you should ever have your blog in the menu. Your blog posts are an entry point to your website, right? Your blog posts are a way for people to discover your website, whether it's through promoting that content on Facebook or wherever else, or SEO or search engine results. That's the entry point. And then you hope that someone will then come back into your funnel. They'll come back to the homepage, go through the collections, whatever it is. But having someone land in your funnel, your purchase funnel, your e-commerce funnel, homepage, collections, products, whatever your funnel actually is, and then having them get distracted and go off to the blog page where they can get lost in content and read stuff for half an hour until finally they run out of time. They're going to run out and pick up the kids from school and they can't read anymore and they never make a purchase. It just doesn't make any sense. You do not want to be sending people to the blog if they've landed on a different page in your website. And I think that goes for a lot of other pages as well. So yeah, that's just one of my biggest pet peeves. Making sure that you've got a really slick funnel that tells people where to go. A simple step. It's like, I think, who did this really well? Dollar Beard Club, which I think was like a bit of a spin-off from Dollar Shave Club. And you go onto their website and it just kind of funnels you through. It's like step 1, you've got to select which type of beard oil you want. Then step 2, you've got to select which type of, I don't know, and it takes you through these steps essentially. So you are following the steps of their website, of their funnel, literally, and it points it out, step 1, step 2, step 3. And that, in my mind, is the perfect funnel. Another company that did this really well, another company that did this really well was Graze. Graze is like some kind of, organic foods, snacks, e-commerce thing that you can sign up to and you get snack boxes sent out to you on a weekly basis or daily basis or whatever it is. And they do the same thing. You have step 1, you've got to select which type of nuts you want, and step 2, whatever kind of granola you want. I don't know, all this kind of stuff. But it will really, really simply funnel you through the website, and you have no option where to go. Yeah, sure, you can go back, but you've got to follow. They literally control you the whole way through the system. Yet you feel like you're in control at the same time as the user. You're selecting which options you want. You're customizing your product, or you're I don't know, picking your size if it's a fashion store, whatever it is. But really, the store owner's in control, and that's where you need to be. as a store owner, controlling every move they make through your website. And that's easier said than done. This is why I kind of wanted to deal with it first, because it is the more complicated one. It's a lot of different pieces, a lot of moving parts to one big puzzle. But having that in mind all the time is a really, really good thing to do. And you can even A/B test this. You know, we talked about A/B testing last week. You can A/B test removing almost all the items from your menu and trying to, you know, out on your homepage, and compare that to the original version, which has all the items in your menu, and see how much more of a click-through rate to your desired pages you'll end up getting from the version with less menu items in the navigation menu. So that's just one of my big ones. I think it's super important. We do it a lot, don't we, Christian? It just really helps you keep control of your business, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's out the way. Right, on to you, Christian. Have you got another little treat for us?
Yeah, let's talk about exit intent pop-ups.
Yes.
So, you know, you got to be careful with these. There are, you know, there's the spammy way of doing it, and then there's the clean way of doing this. I'd suggest going with the clean way. You know, whenever people...
It's kind of spammy anyway, isn't it? Like, what's the clean way?
It is kind of spammy, but, you know, yeah, you can keep it, you know, almost clean. It's not the cleanest way to do it, but, you know, it's a way of increasing your conversion rate.
Yeah.
We've done it before. It worked. So it depends on your industry, your users. You know, it depends. But you got to test it out. You want to show that pop-up once if people try to close your tab.
Yeah, what are some of the tools you'd recommend for this?
Well,
I'd go straight in with
OptinMonster.
OptinMonster.
We've used it before. Yeah.
SumoMe. I mean, a lot of people... Sorry, go on.
SumoMe, yeah. And they have a lot of pop-up styles. You can customize those pop-ups. I think with the paid version, you can do more than that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's super easy to do. If you're on Shopify, I know there are a bunch of apps that can do this as well. There's just no reason why you shouldn't have it set up. And kind of even more important, I think a really important place for this to be is on the blog page as well. Because as we discussed before, blog pages are great for entry to the website, but it's so easy for people to not ever do anything that you want them to do on blog pages because they're reading, they're distracted, and then suddenly their time's run out and they've got to go and they want to go and make a cup of coffee or whatever it is that distracts them. So that exit intent allows you, it gives you one chance to pull them back in if they haven't followed your kind of desired action, essentially.
Exactly. And, you know, you want to offer them small discounts at first. If that doesn't work, then you can offer them, notify them that you're offering free shipping over a certain amount of money. Yeah,
or even so, I mean, the best situation, and this really depends on your brand, but the best situation in my mind is to offer someone something of free value, you know, offer a content upgrade, offer a lead magnet or whatever it is. If you've got an ebook or something, I had a store a few years ago selling paleo food products, and it was the perfect product to build a lead magnet for, because people were still learning about the paleo diet and stuff. So I spent a bunch of money. I spent like $1,500 on this amazing looking ebook, which was called What the Hell is Paleo or something like that. And it just went over all the basic stuff and was fully illustrated. And that was our exit intent. It was kind of everything. We used it for everything on the website. And this thing collected leads like crazy. And, you know, discounts, unfortunately, in that kind of environment don't always work that well, because if someone's getting up to leave, and by the way, you should use discounts if you've got no other thing, you know, nothing else you can do. But if someone's getting up to leave their desk or they're bored for whatever reason, a discount isn't necessarily going to draw them back in. They're ready to go. They've gone. Whereas something of free value that they might miss out on, they might lose, it often works a lot better, especially if it's something that gives answers to a problem that someone's got. So that's kind of down to you guys to work out. But yeah, if you can ever make a lead magnet for these kinds of pop-ups, then it's super effective.
Indeed.
Right, on to our next one then. So let me just get my notes here. Another super simple one is adding upsells. And this can be done. So adding upsells is essentially, for anyone who doesn't know what an upsell is, it's when someone has added something to their cart already or potentially made a purchase, trying to sell them some kind of extra, some kind of added item, something that maybe goes with that item or people usually buy with that item, some kind of accessory to that item. Anything you can do to push the value of that order up. And it's super effective because people are in a buying mood. Once people have already added something to their cart, or they're going to purchase something, then their brain's ticking. They've got all those endorphins running around their brain. They're super excited. They're going to purchase something. It literally does make you feel good on a chemical level, on a biochemical level. It makes you feel great when you're about to buy something. So people are much more susceptible, much more likely. Susceptible sounds kind of negative, but they're much more likely to buy more or spend more when they've just done this, when they've just made the decision to buy something. So it's a great time to use an upsell. You can do this in a bunch of different ways. You can do it by, with Shopify, it's fairly easy. You can add some apps to your store that will pop up with related items or something in the shopping cart. And that works super well. You can do this with a lot of different carts, but sometimes you'll need to it can be quite complicated if you don't have any kind of native feature to do this, because you'll end up having to get development work done, and it can get a little bit complicated. But if it can be done, then having upgrades or upsells in the shopping cart itself, I think is an awesome place I think it's the best place to have an upsell. What do you think, Christian, about that? Would you say so?
Yeah, I've increased the conversion rate of e-commerce websites by even 1% with stuff like that. It's not necessarily the conversion rate, but the average order value. That's one thing. Even if you keep your current conversion rate, but you increase your average order value, then you're still better that way.
This is true. This isn't really so related to conversion rate, I suppose, actually. It's more average order value, But still, another quick thing you can do. So it's a little bonus for you, you lucky people. Let's move on to one that is a bit more related. Well, I'm going to finish off on abandoned carts. That's the next one we're going to talk about. I'm going to finish off on upsells before we move on, even though it's perhaps more related to average order value. If you don't have any way of adding this to your website, you can do it really simply, really easily through email, using your email marketing tool. You can do what's called a bounce back campaign or an upsell campaign, whatever you want to call it. But as soon as you can have a trigger in your email marketing tool that sends out an email as soon as someone has made a purchase. So immediately after someone has made a purchase, you can send them an email that says, hey, add this item to your shopping cart within the next 15 minutes or the next 30 minutes and get 40% off or something. And remember, you can throw some big discounts out here at this point because you're already sending the item to someone anyway. Like your packing expenses, your shipping expenses, all that kind of stuff, it's already done. So if you can discount someone 40%, 50% and still make a bit of profit on this at this point, then it's worthwhile doing because all the rest of the effort's done. So shoot that email out and let people kind of give them a link straight back to their product or straight back to their cart, and hopefully they can just click that button really easily. I used to do this with since Shopify has now allowed you to automatically apply discounts, and then what you can do is you can add a little query string to the end of the link. So you could have a link that goes to the shopping cart and has the discount in the link, and then you could add a query string that adds a specific item, your upsell item, to the shopping cart. So you can literally send someone straight through. I'll see if I can put an example of the link in the show notes here so people can see, because it's really, really powerful. People just click on your button on your email, go through to the shopping cart with the item already added in their basket, and just click pay now, job done. And that's super effective.
This is why we like Shopify. I remember I had an old client of mine. They had a WordPress website, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to do the exact same thing. Well, we had to work at least 3 days with developers to make it work.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a nightmare.
So that's why we keep suggesting people to use Shopify. At least, beginners or...
Yeah, definitely. We did a show on this a few weeks ago with regards to... Was it the All-in-One Solutions episode? I think it was. Where we talked about the benefits of having kind of all-in-one solutions or Shopify versus Shopify. But just generally speaking, with Shopify, and to be fair, WooCommerce or even BigCommerce, a lot of these kind of... a lot of these e-commerce... I suppose they're fairly modern e-commerce shopping cart platforms, right? They've got it's the ability to easily add extensions, and it's the marketplace around a lot of these platforms that makes them so powerful. And Shopify is one of the biggest at the moment, or has one of the biggest marketplaces at the moment, because it's one of the most popular e-commerce platforms. And what that means is that you've got crazy, clever developers building these insane apps, and then they allow you to use their app, add it to your store, add complex code to your store that's probably taken them weeks, months, years to develop, for as little as $10 a month or something, right? Which would normally cost you, so you're paying like $120 a year, and to get the development work, it would normally cost you like $4,000 or something, right? Or maybe not quite so much, but maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000, literally.
Right. So but let's look at the value of such tools. I mean, let's look at cart abandonment plugins or tools or whatever they're called in Shopify. You install that plugin in 5 minutes, and then you can recuperate 25% of your cart abandonment.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you're paying
instantly
$10, but you're recovering.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? 2,000, 3,000, 5.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So back on that's average order value at least. But let's come back on to conversion rate now, and let's go on to. Or have you got one you want to go through there, Christian?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about conversion elements above the fold.
Yeah.
A lot of people make this mistake. They don't have. People load your page, they end up on your product page, and they cannot see a call to action. They cannot see the add to cart button.
Yeah.
So, make sure it's above the fold. The sooner the better. The sooner the people see it, the better. They know it's there. But if people find it hard to add products to your cart or navigate through your website, then you have a problem.
Yeah, agreed. And I've got an interesting thing on that, actually. 1 second, I'm just noting down something here. So I've got an interesting thing on that. I can't think where I read it. I learned this years ago. Someone who was talking about 3 different types of people that will ever land on your e-commerce website, right? You've got people in the first category. You've got people who they're buyers. They are ready to buy. They want to buy right away. They've got their cards out. They know what they want. They don't want to be distracted by crap. I don't know. Let's go back to my paleo food store example. People who know what paleo is. They've been looking for a paleo store for ages. They just want to buy the food. So they're going to arrive on your website, and you want to make it as easy as possible for them to do so. You need to have that option to quickly get through to the products and purchase something fast. Then you have type 2, right? The second category of people, which are going to be people who, they want to buy something, right? But they're not sure what they want to buy. They're not sure what the whole deal is. They're not sure exactly which product they want. They're not sure, type 1 person might come in and say, I want to go and buy some nuts in this paleo food store. Let me go and find the nuts straight away. The second person might come in and say, I want to buy some paleo food products, but I'm not sure exactly which products I want. I'm a little bit interested to find out a bit more about the paleo diet and stuff. I want to find out who this company, who's behind this company and stuff. A little bit more curious to find out some more information. And then you've got the type 3 people. You've got people who really don't have a clue. They've kind of just stumbled across your website. Yes, they're interested. Perhaps they were searching for stuff about paleo on the internet because they really don't know what it is. And you have to cater for those people as well. You have to make sure that you give them the education they need. You have to make sure that you look after them, that you take them by the hand. You introduce yourself on your website. You take them through to the about page, all these kinds of things. And so your type 1 person is the kind of person that isn't going to scroll down through your homepage, right? And this is the person you're addressing in your above the fold section. This is why I wanted to bring this up. You're addressing the person who wants to buy quickly, right? So make sure you deal with that in the above the fold section. Above the fold being the section you can see when you first land on a website before scrolling down, or on a homepage or whatever it is. And then as people scroll down through the page, remember, the people who scroll kind of halfway through the page, and this is just roughly speaking, but this is the way I think about it in my head at least. I think it's a good guideline. Type 2 person is going to scroll, let's say, halfway down the page, right? They want to see, perhaps, they don't want to just be taken through to shop all at the top of the above the fold section, but instead they want to see some of the different categories you've got, some of the different collections, the different products, maybe a little bit of text, a little bit of background information, some basic stuff. They want to have a little bit more. They want to be warmed a little bit more, right? Nurtured a little bit more. And then these type 3 people, they're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage. They're going to, if you've got your paleo guide at the bottom of the homepage, they're going to download it because they're going to be the ones that scroll all the way down there and want to read more about this thing. They're the ones that are going to click on the about page, so give them an easy call to action to go to the about page at the bottom of your homepage. They're the ones that are going to want more information. So cater for those different people using those different sections of your homepage. I don't think we've ever talked about it, Christian. What do you think of that as advice?
Yeah, I mean, it does. You need to cater for those people, but at the end of the day, if you want a quick win, the quickest way to do it is targeting the people from the first group, the ones that.
Oh yeah, but my point being, you target them hopefully in your wherever you're driving your traffic from, right? In your PPC, you hope that you're getting those kind of people. But through organic search, you're going to get a variety of people anyway. You're going to get the people in type 1 category, you're going to get type 3 people. So the above the fold section is a great place to cater for those type 1 people, the people who are ready to buy. Don't have an above the fold section that's trying to tell people about who you are, with a little learn more arrow at the bottom or something. That's not what people are there to do at that section of the website. So give them the quick access, easy option to get through to see your products and buy whatever they want to buy as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Make sense?
Yep.
All right. So we've had funding people through your website. We've had exit intent. We've had adding upsells, although that's not really related to conversion rate optimization. We've now had above the fold content and catering for those type 1 people. Now another super easy one that you can add to your site, and hopefully most of you will already be doing this anyway. It's abandoned cart. Just having an abandoned cart email going out to people will generate more revenue, and what that does is it increases your conversion rate. All those people who drop out from your cart for whatever reason, and no one really knows why it happens, right? People add stuff to your shopping cart. They go to the checkout. They've had to enter their email address, probably enter their name and their actual address or something as well. Go through to the next page, and then it's on the payment page that they drop out. All right, and this could be because, who knows, they can't find their wallets. They don't have their credit card on them, or they don't. I don't know. Again, all these stupid examples. The kids are at school, or they've got to tie their kids' shoelaces. Whatever it is, right? There could be any reason, but people just drop out for some strange reason. And so you can pick up the scraps, you can pick up the dust, I suppose, left behind here and get some more sales, which will in turn increase your conversion rate. And it's super simple to do. Shopify itself has an abandoned cart email as a native feature within the system. It's not the best. I personally recommend using any actual kind of email marketing software to do this, because you'll end up getting a much more beautiful abandoned cart email. Klaviyo makes some awesome looking ones. And an important thing to include in the abandoned cart emails is the product that they have abandoned, or the products, the shopping cart, and a link back to that shopping cart. A link where they can go back to that and complete their order. This is also something that needs to be scaled in a bit of a ladder. So we discussed this a few weeks ago on our email marketing episode, some of the most important sequences you can set up in email marketing. So go and check that one out. But you really want to be, just to kind of go over it quickly, you really want to be sending out an email within between 1 to 2 hours to offer your help. No discounts or anything like that. If you can avoid it at this point, just check if everything's okay and give them a nice easy link back to their shopping cart. And then after maybe 4 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, you want to start sending out more emails with discount offers, because you're going to lose this person if you don't do it. So you might as well throw out some discounts and bring them back in and at least get that conversion rate up higher. And the cool thing about this, again, it's all autopilot stuff, so you can set it up and forget it and let it run and generate money for you for a long, long time. Email marketing, it's awesome.
Love it.
All right then. So, have you got another one for us, Christian?
Let's talk about guarantees. You want to build trust with your users. So why not add a no questions asked return policy?
Yeah. This is so powerful, by the way, guys. This can make such a difference, and you can A/B test this with some of the tools you mentioned in last week's episode to really see just how powerful this can be. But I would highly doubt, and again, I'll never say never, but I would highly doubt that this would ever do anything but generate more conversions for you. So, sorry, go on, Christian.
No, that's it. Well, there's not more to say, but you build your trust. People feel comfortable buying with you because they can always return the product. A lot of the times, people don't buy is because they don't know the brand, they don't trust the website. This is the first time they see your website. So, if you offer them, go on.
You got to realize that. Okay, e-commerce has been, or like shopping online, it's been really adopted in the last few years, the last decade, I suppose. But people still worry about being able to get their money back on stuff or being able to return something. The fashion industry was the most complicated industry to break into e-commerce because people had to buy things that they couldn't try on, right? This norm that people already have of trying stuff on in a store, and suddenly they can't do it. They've got to just look at it on some picture that's been photoshopped to hell and back, select the item, pay for it, and hope that it fits. And so it was only really through really good, easy return policies that fashion was able to break into e-commerce, I think, in general. And my point being that people still, although we've been doing this for years now, people have been buying stuff online, we still have a major concern over whether we're going to like a product, whether the quality of it's going to be right, or whether it's going to fit, whatever it is. And that's what's made Amazon do quite so well, because you can buy anything from Amazon knowing that it's not going to be any problem to send it back, right? It's not going to be difficult. They're going to pay for it. That they're going to give you the shipping label, all that kind of stuff. In some places, they even come and pick it up from your house for you to return it, and it's just super simple. So, having a good returns policy and advertising it on the site, on the homepage, on the collection pages, even on the product pages, right? I used to do this on my Paleo store. I had it kind of, I don't know whether it's below, I think it's below the product image, or maybe just above or below the add to cart button, just these little symbols there that said free returns, and here are a couple more that I want to come on to now. Satisfaction, or 110% satisfaction guarantee, and I don't know, something else. And it increases your click-through rate on that shopping cart button, add to cart button, which in turn increases your conversion rate.
Even on the product page, even adding like the free shipping over $200 would increase the conversion rate. Not just
right. That's my next point. That's my next point.
All right. My apologies.
Right. So another one that I want to come on to is kind of these satisfaction guarantees, right? So you've got you can have a 30-day free returns policy, right? 30-day free return guarantee. You can have a satisfaction guarantee, and I actually did something with it seems we're talking about this store a lot today. I don't know why, but with my old Paleo store, I had a 110% money back guarantee, right? Or satisfaction guarantee. And what that meant was that if someone wasn't happy with the products they received, they could send them back to me free of charge, and I would give them 10% of their order value, their total order value, in store credit, right? And the thing is, this sounds so great when you read it. It sounds amazing. This won't be suitable for all industries, but it sounds so great. Someone reads it and thinks, well, if I don't like it, they're actually going to give me money back. Like, that's crazy. But you think about this. If someone's received the product, for starters, if they've ordered the product, they're interested in it in the first place, right? And if they then receive it and don't like it, they've got to send it back to you. So they're going to miss out on all the products, and then they're going to have credit in a store they're not particularly interested in anyway. It just doesn't make much sense for people to send it back. And if someone is going to send it back, then they're not really going to be your ideal customer anyway. So you just take the loss and deal with it. What you'll find in this case is that you'll always get assholes who want to take advantage of this kind of offer. But the extra conversions you'll get as a result of this, in most cases, will outweigh the kind of losses you'll have from that 110% guarantee. Test it out. I think it's super effective. People will rarely return anything. They've got to return the item unused anyway. Or if it's food products like it was for me, they can't eat any of the products if they're going to return it. They can have tried it, but they've got to send it back in the packaging, like the uneaten result or whatever. So it's just not going to happen. But people love the idea that you're that confident in your product that you're going to give a 110% guarantee on it. Like, that's crazy. We're going to give you money.
The money you lose with those people that want to profit from this is small compared to the wins you're getting. So
yeah, exactly. And I guess what that really comes down to as well is, do you believe in your product? If you believe in your product, then there's no reason why people should have to return it. Certainly not for their money back, at least. They might want to return it and get something else. So yeah, if you've got a product you believe in, then test this one out. It's super effective. I'm trying to think of any other kind of guarantees that you can offer. I'm sure there's another one that I used to use, but I can't think now. You've got your returns policy, your satisfaction guaranteed. Anyway,
I don't know how things are in the UK, but for example, in Romania, you can order. There are some stores that offer the ability to open the package, look at the product before receiving it.
That's cool.
And if you don't like it, you'll just refuse the package and you'll get your money back, or you haven't even paid, because there's this option where you can pay when people deliver the package. So you can look at the product. If you don't like it, you just refuse the package.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, I have. They do that in Spain as well for some reason. It's really common. They call it reembolso.
Exactly.
What do they call it in Romania?
Ramburs.
There you go. Where people pay upon delivery. I never accepted it with any of my stores because I just really didn't like the idea of it. Because if someone if my delivery guy turns up at someone's house and they suddenly go, "Oh no, I don't have the money, sorry," then you've already paid for that shipping. Like you've paid for it, you miss out. So maybe,
well,
I don't know. It's not my...
it depends on the country. You know how we were developed is the e-commerce online industry. I guess it depends. With the UK, with the US, you know, people are used to paying with their credit card. But you know, in countries like Romania or even Spain, I guess, are not that well developed in terms of online e-commerce stores.
Yeah.
Then that stuff works. It depends on the industry. If we talk about refusals, there are industries that have like a 10% or even 15% refusal rate. So you'd lose money on shipping. I've lost. I was selling weight loss pills at some point, right? The return rate, the refusal rate was over 10%, which is really high. That's money lost.
Yeah, completely.
Indeed.
So, right, let's move on to our next one then. So, create some nice icons, nice images for your satisfaction guaranteed, your free returns policy or whatever, and just slap them on the homepage, and see if you can squeeze them in there somewhere on the product page as well. And if you can, if you really want to test this, which I would recommend you do, just for the kind of experience of experimenting with this stuff, then go back to last week's episode, listen to the second part of this 3-part series, and learn about all the ways that you can A/B test this and really analyze the data and make sure that it's getting you the results you expect it to be getting you. So moving on to our next point. So I've just accidentally deleted one of my points, and it's on my phone, and I can't remember how you undo something on an iPhone. Undo typing. Undo. There we go. Okay, so the next one I want to go on to is remarketing. And this is something we've already discussed many times on this podcast. But remarketing is going to increase your conversion rate. And as many times as you say it, or you hear about it, people still don't do it, right? People still don't do it on the available platforms. And the two biggest platforms Christian and I are always going to talk about is AdWords and Facebook, because we're just obsessed with the two of them. You can do this on, I would actually suggest testing this out on Twitter as well, and potentially LinkedIn, depending on what your product is. People spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, so it's something you can test out, but we haven't seen such good results there. But AdWords or the AdWords display network, I should say, and Facebook are amazing places to remarket. Let me just highlight, the AdWords display network lets you reach people on any website that uses AdSense, right? And AdSense is the Google advertising platform. So you can add ads to your site, and Google will then choose what ads to display. And if anyone clicks on those ads, that person, that site master earns money for that click, right? So when you remarket through a display network, you can display your ads across this entire network of people that are using AdSense. I think it might even go beyond AdSense. I'm not sure. I think it's a bit
partner websites. Yeah,
partner websites. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is, but fuck it. Yeah. It lets you get in front of people on a lot of websites, like a lot of news websites, right? A lot of news websites, a lot of kind of paper websites. I'm not sure if the Wall Street Journal does, but that kind of website, for example, usually uses a lot of these ads. So it's a really easy way for you to get in front of people as they're browsing around the internet. You've seen these ads a million times as you're shopping. They're the ads that you suddenly see. You're like reading something about, I don't know, you're like about Easter eggs or something. It's nearly Easter here. You're reading something about Easter eggs on a blog about chocolate, and on the right you see this advert for a bicycle you were looking at last week, and you're like, oh my god, isn't that a coincidence? It's the same bicycle I was looking at last week. It's super easy, and I say it like that because so many people still don't realize how this stuff happens, right? If you're not in digital marketing, if you don't run your own store, then you have no reason to understand how this works. And I know that before I got into marketing, or even started my first e-commerce store, I was amazed. I was like, I can't believe it. It's that product I was just looking at. How much of a coincidence is that?
Indeed.
So
And you can get really smart with your remarketing campaigns. You know, you can use the dynamic remarketing. You can show people those exact products that they just visited some days ago.
So can you explain dynamic remarketing then?
Right. So, for example, in AdWords, they let you build a feed with all your products from the website. You upload that feed in AdWords, and then you create a dynamic remarketing campaign. What that does is it displays ads based on the products people visit or the categories that people visited on your website, and it shows them those exact products they visited, and you know, it's really effective. It follows the ads adapt based on the website people visit. So that's even, you know, these ads can adapt colors, can adapt style, based on the website they are on. So yeah.
And what that allows you to do is you're creating one ad and remarketing for all of your products, right? Which just makes it super easy. And you can do the same on Facebook, right? And again, we just talked about the display network and how powerful it is. Facebook is, in terms of remarketing, it's almost more powerful, I'd say, these days, because everyone is on Facebook. How many? There, I think it's like 3 or 4 billion people on Facebook now, right? And there are 7 billion people in the world. Like, it's a crazy amount of people. You know that your grandma's on it. You know that your daughter's on it. Your cousin's on it. Everyone's on it. And years ago, like 10 years ago, it was like, you know, this isn't for old people. Old people will never understand what this is about. And
now my mother is stalking me on Facebook. So.
Yeah, literally. I know people who have got nans who have iPads and they're on Facebook all day. And sorry about that. You've literally got the opportunity to get in front of absolutely everyone. If someone's been viewing a product one day, there is a high chance that within the next 6 or 7 days, they're going to be on Facebook. And that's your chance to get in front of them. So yeah, it's super powerful. You can set up a bunch of dynamic ads that will display the specific product that someone has been visiting. Or in this case, you set up one dynamic ad and it will display the product that someone's been visiting. On Facebook, you can even have a carousel, so it can show all the different images of that product that you've got on that product page. People can kind of scroll through
codes,
it.
All that stuff.
And you can add buy now buttons, all sorts of stuff.
Pricing.
It makes it super simple. You can even do remarketing through Facebook Messenger, where you can you can have an ad that opens up Facebook Messenger for people and says, you know, you can then have an auto chatbot, an automated chatbot that can say, hey, you still interested in this item? We've got it here on hold for you. Just let us know, and it'd be great if we could give you 10% off or whatever. It's super simple. Test discounts and test without discounts. See how it affects the campaigns. Something I often highlight with giving discounts is that you should test different discount rates, right? Because let's say you give a 20% discount and you split test that against a 10% discount. The 20% discount is probably going to get more sales, but what you really need to look at is your return on investment. So are you getting more profit from the 20% discount? Because the extra 10% discount you're giving may actually counteract or cancel out the extra sales that you're getting. So it's something to test out.
Or you're going on a loss.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it depends. If you're using drop shipping, the drop shipping model, you might be going on a loss. So yeah, as you said, you know, test.
Remarketing, guys, you've got to be doing it. Oh, and here's something as well. If you are on, if you're using Shopify, there are some really cool apps that you can use for remarketing that really simplify the whole thing. I think Kit does remarketing. These apps I haven't actually used because I'll always just build the campaigns myself. These apps, what they do is they take a piece of the amount of money that you're spending on the campaign, so it kind of increases your cost per click and stuff. But if you don't know what you're doing, they're a really good way to just be able to do it, get started, and they will generate revenue for you. remarketing, in my mind, is the easiest way to get started in PPC. It's it's the safest way. You're not going to lose money, or you're very unlikely to lose money on remarketing. We discussed this, I think, way back in episode 1 or 2. And yeah, it's super easy to get started, and it will generate more money for you. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing it. I was just checking an account today, someone that we've been working with, and I was just checking the remarketing. You know, we're kind of restricted because they're on a difficult platform that we can't use. We can't add all these upsells and things like that. Everything we want to do requires development work, but we set up remarketing nonetheless, and it's just got us another three conversions this week. Which, by the way, this is like a $1,500 or $2,000 product. And it's getting conversions for as cheap as like $100, which for that kind of size product is just amazing. So yeah, it's super easy to do. Get it set up now. All right. Indeed. Have you got another one for us, Christian?
Yeah, I got one. If we're on PPC, actually, on AdWords, I want to talk about negative keywords.
Yes, very good.
Do add negative keywords. So I've seen a lot of people building all these campaigns and just leaving them as they are. It doesn't work that way. If you want to increase your conversion rate, and I've done it, I know that it works because I've done it. I've increased some e-commerce store conversion rate by 1% only by adding negative keywords and by removing some keywords that were not the right keywords. Only by doing that, I've increased this by 1%.
I think this is a really important thing to highlight. Sorry, go on.
And one last thing is, look at your keyword matching. If historically there are keywords that have never converted once, and they came at a really high cost, then pause them.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, and
change the matching.
The important thing is as well to remember that one big factor for your conversion rate is the quality of traffic. Christian just briefly mentioned this earlier, but if you don't have high quality traffic, if you don't have traffic that's likely to buy coming to your site, then you're not going to have as good of a conversion rate as you could. So this then tracks back to AdWords, because that's perhaps where you're driving traffic from, or some of your traffic at least. And you could have keywords that are getting loads of clicks. You've got a great click-through rate and it's super cheap cost per click. But if that traffic isn't converting, then there's no point in wasting money on it. It can appear to be performing better than other ads that you've got, other keywords you've got, because it's getting more clicks, right? It's getting more attention and it's cheap clicks and stuff. But if you're not getting conversions from that traffic, then maybe it's not the right traffic. And that's what you can then use negative keywords for, to make sure that you avoid targeting pointless traffic. And it might be because you've been testing something out. A really great negative keyword example, right, is tutorials. This comes up all the time because let's say your product is, let's say you sell, I'm going to say these virtual reality goggles that you can put on your face and put your iPhone into or something. You're selling those on a website, and if people are searching for tutorials for what they call virtual reality goggles, or how to use virtual reality, that might be another keyword that you want to put on your negative list. If they're searching for that stuff, then they're not searching to buy. They've already got one, right? So excluding tutorials or excluding how to use these kinds of things is going to increase your conversion rate, because you're going to have more targeted traffic. Is that right, Christian, or am I just going off on a tangent?
No. You're right. And it also applies to Facebook as well. Look at the campaigns you've set up. if they have not converted just yet, then either just make some changes or put them on pause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And spend that budget on what it works.
Yeah.
There are points in your business where you can't afford losing money. You got to build a portfolio, and then once you get some money that you can not waste but play with, then test some more.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Really it comes down to metrics as well. Focusing on your metrics, making sure that you're targeting, make sure that you're looking at the conversion rate of stuff and not like the click-through rate necessarily. Here's one caveat with that though, one thing to watch out for, and that is you may be running and this is where it gets a bit difficult, you may be running a ad campaign on Google AdWords and it may be getting lots of clicks but no conversions. Well, the reason it may be getting no conversions is because Facebook, your remarketing ads in Facebook is then retargeting all those people and converting them, picking up the pieces, right? So you have to be careful with this metric and really think about it. People could just be landing on your website and they're not ready to buy yet, but with a bit of remarketing, then they'll be ready to come back and buy. So keep an eye on that. There's something to look out for. But remember, the focus here is conversion rate, and that's the metric you need to be looking at. Make sure, even on Facebook, to be fair, on Facebook, one of the conversion rate isn't a metric that comes up in the columns for you, in your reports automatically. So you have to add that. You have to add that manually to make sure you can see it. So get that set up. Get that done. It's going to help big time. Right, on to my last one then. So this one's a little bit of a cross between conversion rate optimization and increasing your average order value. And it's one that Christian mentioned earlier. It is offering free shipping over a certain price to get those conversions, right? A big concern for people is often, will I like the product? I'm going to be spending $50 on this product and then I've got to spend another $5, $10 on shipping, maybe. Do I? That's and this is why Amazon Prime's been so successful, right? Because people hate shipping. Like you hate getting a bargain and then paying more for what you'd pay for it in store because you've got to pay for shipping. It just sucks. Yeah. And it's the big problem of the world. I think it's a problem that Amazon is going to try and solve. I do think that Amazon will become and this could be an interesting topic for conversation. I think that Amazon over the coming years will become a shipping and logistics company instead of just being an e-commerce company. But that is another topic for another day. So this is a concern that people have a lot. This is something that people don't want to have to deal with. You want the cheapest shipping. You always want the cheapest shipping, and you want it to be fast. So in order to get those conversions, offer people free shipping. Don't be afraid of offering free shipping. It is something you should offer, but you should use it in a way that can benefit you. And this is where the over a certain amount comes in, right? Having that free shipping over a certain value. So if you don't want to give away free shipping for somebody who's going to come to your store and spend like $10 or something, because it's just going to be wasteful and you're going to end up losing money probably. But if you've got someone who's interested in buying a product that's going to cost them, or a couple of products that's going to cost them $100 in total, but they're just annoyed about the shipping, knowing that they're going to get free shipping is going to be a massive bonus for them. So it's really, really powerful in that respect. You can just add this to your website in any kind of way. You can have little banners on the homepage, little strips just on the navigation menu. One of the best things I really like to do is use I don't know what you call it, like a bar at the top of the screen that just says free shipping on orders over $50 or whatever it is. There's a really cool app on Shopify, and I think it's called Free Shipping Bar by Hexton or something like that. Who knows? But go and check it out. Search free shipping in the App Store and you'll be able to find it. And what it does, this is really like free shipping marketing on crack, because it really does work amazingly. So every time someone adds something to their cart, you can set it up how you want to set it up, but this is how I set it up. Every time someone adds something to their cart, it will pop up at the top of the screen saying only $20 to go to get free shipping, right? So it will tell someone how far away they are from getting free shipping, which is amazing, because then it becomes like a game, right? You then think, oh my God, I only wanted to buy that thing, but if I add another $20 to my cart, I'm going to get the shipping for free, right? And it's just weird how the mind works, but people start going crazy for this thing. And it really does work. And then you can have it pop up in the cart as well, and you can have it, maybe it's not even a pop-up in the cart, because I used to have it on different pages. It would disappear after 5 seconds, but on the cart it would be permanently there. You're only $20, or you're only $10 away from getting free shipping. You know, it'd be crazy not to add another $10 worth of items to your cart or something like that. And people do it. It's super simple, and it works.
Indeed.
The other reason that this is so fantastic, and this is where it relates to average order value, is that you can use this as a tool. And I gave this as a recommendation to someone just recently, a couple of months ago. We were talking about something completely unrelated. We were talking about that email marketing, and it just popped up in the conversation. I recommended that they tested it out, and they did, and they were super impressed by the results that this got them. So free shipping can be a great way to increase your average order value as well. And that is because you've got to look at what your average order value is currently. It may be $50, and if you want to increase the average order value, you can set your free shipping just above, or I usually say 10 to 20% above your current average order value in order to push it up higher. So in this case, I'd set the free shipping at 60%, at $60, sorry. So you'd start getting more people breaking that $60 barrier and purchasing, making those bigger orders. And it's super powerful, and you can keep pushing it as well. Once the average order's at $60, try and push it up to 70, and try and push it up to 80. See what happens. There will come a point where you've got to keep an eye on your numbers here. There will come a point where you'll end up losing sales because people are kind of pissed off that they're not getting free shipping at a lower price. So there'll be kind of a point of maximum capacity when it comes to the free shipping ability, but give it a go. It really works very well. It's a powerful little tool. So that's that. Have you got any more?
No,
that's everything then. Let's have a little recap. So I think I'm missing one of yours here, Christian, but we've got to begin with, and this is all stuff that can help you increase your conversion rate optimization, with a little bonus at the end for
indeed,
for average order value. So we've got funneling people through the website, right? Making sure that you've got a clear funnel for people to follow through the website. You should be controlling them, not the other way around. Don't give them the ability to browse through their website. A really good example of this that we didn't mention earlier is, I think it's Crazy Egg, that like they literally don't have a menu. They don't have a navigation menu. Like they just got a homepage with one call to action, and it's a website with like probably at least thousands of pages on the website, yet you land on that homepage and it kind of looks like a one-page website, and that's because the first thing you see before being able to do anything else is they ask for your website, so they can analyze it. Exactly, they're not stupid, and it's because it works, and they can funnel people through. They take control of the directions that people go in. You'll see with a lot of people who've been playing around with this stuff for a long time will not have traditional websites in the way that you think of them. You'll see if this kind of resonates with you as well. When you land, it's what I just mentioned. When you land on a homepage and it feels like a website that doesn't really have much to it. It's just a page. There's no navigation menu, and it's just it's almost like a sales page, the homepage. It's probably a website with thousands of pages on it. And that's because they're guiding you through, they're funneling you through in the way that they want you to go, and that's because it works. So that's a really, really powerful thing to apply to your website, and it's something you should be continually trying to improve as well. Number 2, we had exit intent. It's super easy to set up. You can do it for free with SumoMe, and I think you can probably do it for free with OptinMonster as well. There are a bunch of tools out there that do it for you for free. Offer someone a lead magnet if you can. If not, at least offer them a discount, something to get them back onto the website. it works really well. That's that. Number 3, I think, was yours, above the fold, Christian. Just making sure that we're targeting those type 1 people, those people who want to buy. Make it easy for people to buy, because there are people who want to buy stuff quickly. It's not this uphill struggle for everyone, right? Yeah, there are people that take a load of convincing, but there are people who just want to buy, so let them buy, right? There are people who've got loads of cash in their pockets and they just want to spend it. Let them do it. Make it as easy as possible and cater for that person, and cater for the other 2 types of people as well. But importantly, above the fold, make sure you cater for your type 1 person. Number 4, we've got abandoned cart. Super easy to get set up again. If you're on Shopify, you have it built into the system. If you want an upgrade, use Klaviyo's abandoned cart email. It's much better. And you can probably do that with almost any marketing automation tool. It's gonna generate more sales for you. It's gonna capture those people who've disappeared for whatever reason. Offer them discounts if you need to. Don't shy away with it, because you're going to lose them otherwise. Get that in place as soon as possible. And this, I think I'm missing one of yours here, Christian. What did you have here?
I had discount codes as well. Guarantees.
The guarantees. That was it. That free. Yeah, that was the one. Right. So get your guarantees up on the website. Right. Make sure it's really clear that people are going to get free returns. Make sure it's really clear that they've got a satisfaction guarantee. 100% of your money back. Whatever you can do, all these kinds of badges and stuff to kind of assure people that it's okay, that you're a trustworthy company, and that you care about their experience, is really going to help you get that conversion. Number 6 was remarketing. Getting remarketing campaigns set up. If you've got lots of products, then do dynamic ads. It's going to allow you to set up one ad and target a bunch of different products. Remarketing, I'd say, is one of the most important things out of all these things we've discussed. It will generate more sales for you, and it will increase that conversion rate. Especially important if you are running paid campaigns to get cold traffic to your website in the first place. Because a lot of that cold traffic, as we said before, isn't going to convert the first time round. So you have to have these remarketing campaigns that are going to get them back into the website and convert them. And it can have a really, really good ROI. So something worthwhile doing. Number 7 was free shipping over a certain price. And this is a bit of a bonus ball in itself. It will help increase that conversion rate, but it will also help increase your average order value. Check out this free shipping app on Shopify. If you're on Shopify, it will really help you out, and you'll have it set up within like 15 minutes, probably less, and it will start generating you sales so quickly. Give it a test. If not, just stick a little banner on the website somewhere, just below the navigation or just above it, and just, you could have like a little black bar and it have in white text, free shipping on orders over X. Pretty simple to get set up. And the last bonus ball is, what was it? Our upsells, right?
Negative keywords.
Huh? Oh, negative keywords. Yeah, I missed that one. Damn it. Negative keywords. Super important again. Negative keywords are going to allow you to stop getting crappy traffic to your website, right? The quality of your traffic, the bigger picture here is the quality of your traffic going to your website affects your conversion rate. If you're sending crap traffic, if you're sending traffic that isn't targeted, or people who aren't interested in buying, they might just be interested in learning something or whatever it is, then you're not going to be increasing that conversion rate anytime soon. So cancel out those people when it comes to AdWords, and you can do that by using negative keywords. Get rid of the people who want to find out about tutorials or how-tos or all the rest of it. Get rid of people who are searching for, I don't know, if you don't supply stuff to Russia, then make sure if people are searching for paleo food products in Russia, that you're excluding that, right? You don't want to be targeting that. Obviously you can already do that with geolocation and stuff, but nonetheless, you get my point. And that's that. Anything else to add on negative keywords?
Nope.
And the last bonus ball is those upsells. It's not directly related to conversion rate optimization, but it will help you increase your average order value, which will generate you more revenue. So it's never a bad thing. And that one's alongside the free shipping bar as well. That will increase your conversion rate. but it will also increase your average order value if used correctly. The kind of average order value when it comes to free shipping is a bonus feature if you use it correctly. Many people just have free shipping and they pick a random number. Like, oh, we'll give free shipping over $50. We don't really know, but we just want people to spend $50. Well, look at your average order value, find out what it is, and raise that average order value through free shipping. So that will do. Christian's almost out of battery, so we're gonna end the podcast here. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this 3-part series on conversion rate optimization. It's been really interesting for us to dive into some of these tactics. These are literally some of the most important things that Christian and I do in marketing, and we've just kind of discussed them all in the last 3 episodes. Again, go back, listen to them again, and start implementing this stuff. Let us know how you get on in the comments on the blog. Head over to I'll leave a link to this blog post or this podcast post on our website in the show notes if you're just listening to this on the iTunes app. Go and check it out and leave us some comments. What show is this, Christian? What number are we on?
I think it's 7.
It's
6 part 3.
6 part 3. Okay, so head over to taketraction.com/6. What are we going to call it? Let's call it episode 6.3. All right, episode 6.3. And leave us a comment there. Let us know how you get on with this stuff. And we'd be really interested to find out how it's going to affect your website. We hope to see some great results with it. So I think that's all for now.
So thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. That little thing on my telephone is a good way to end it. Bye for now. See you later. Thank you.
Bye-bye.